off, I'll try to hold their hand, you know, and
I'm
maybe-
threatened right now just hearing about this.
Yeah.
Why?
Unwanted touch this early? I think without asking, I don't know. It makes me
Right.
uncomfortable.
Well, I asked for permission to like hold her hand. I'm
Well-
like, can I hold your hand?
Sometimes if you ask, the asking alone is unconsensual. Because then once you ask, the woman feels pressured to give in
Yeah.
and let you touch her hand.
So then how do you get consent?
You just have to know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
But isn't that going around consent by just...
So you should know by reading her mind whether she wants you to ask to hold her hand.
Right.
How do I read her mind?
It's not my job to educate you.
Wow. I mean, the guy is going there because he's assuming you like him because you accepted the date. The fact that he tries to engage in the supposed dates that you agreed with, that's also a bad thing because you need to know.
They try to act like, oh, political violence, it's the Democrats and it's the liberals. And it's like, actually, I mean, I'm not going to say that like a left-leaning person cannot be violent because that would be like crazy to say that somebody can't be. But baby, y'all got the white supremacists galore, okay? Like all of them. You got the Proud Boys. You got the neo-Nazis. You have people that literally should be classified as domestic terrorists because a lot of times that is what they are doing. They are engaging in domestic terrorism. And guess what? They all align with your side.
Yep.
Including the KKK. So like, I mean, this is who aligns with that. So like inherently in like who you are, y'all are violent. Like
Right.
y'all, and most of your violence has to do with people that's got a little bit of melanin. But nevertheless, like y'all are a violent group of people. Like you attract violent actors. And like, I'm sorry, I know they tried to make Black Lives Matter out to be the most violent. What about Black Lives Matter? No.
You're the party that says that if you say the wrong thing, that's like physical violence. You're the party that has people agreeing with the thing that they wanted to do to Trump, and they actually tried many times, and they make TikTok wishing it happened, like suggestion. And don't even come with the K team. Why? Because the K team doesn't even have to do anything. You're already agreeing with them. Planned Parenthood. It was made so there weren't many of you.
Right now, what I think happened last election is younger men, they would rather vote for somebody who even if they don't completely agree with, they don't feel judged by, than somebody who they do agree with, that they feel like they have to walk on eggshells around constantly because they're going to be judged or ostracized or excommunicated. And what's interesting about this moment is it feels like the two parties in some senses have flipped where, you know, Republicans used to be the judgmental assholes in many ways. And since many Democrats, despite us, I would say for most of us coming from the right place of wanting to do the right thing, we've created a culture where we say, well, if you say the wrong thing, you're excommunicated. And that's just not how human beings work. Nobody is perfect, but ultimately what we have to do here is figure out how to bring people back in and work towards the bigger goal of advancing the future of this country and helping young people especially get by so that they're able to focus on their lives and, you know, getting with a young woman or something like that instead of how are they going to pay their rent, for example, or how are they working their two jobs. Young people should be able to focus on what young people should be focused on, which is how to get laid and how to go and have fun. Rather,
David Hogg for president, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is how he became a Republican, because you can't say that. Mengadilo, remember to subscribe.
¿Por qué?
Because the moment you try to help men equally these days, it feels like you're threatening the ladies. Like it feels a lot of times. But you're not allowed to say that these days because
a lot of men don't realize, and women will vouch for me, we don't actually say what we mean, we say what we feel.
That's a very difficult thing for a lot of guys to comprehend because we hear what you say and then we think that's what you mean because men speak and think in terms of logic. And if you say something, we assume that's probably what you mean.
And that's why I think it's very dangerous because you can't say what you feel. And whenever we're like, hey, calling it out, you're like, but I meant something else. No! But you have to be consistent. And if you can't give that to men, it doesn't work.
that they feel like they have to walk on eggshells around constantly.
You say the left is a cult.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the whole of the left. Let's be fair. I can do the same thing with the right. And I can say, look, they're completely insane. Look at these nutbags on Twitter.
You'd be wrong.
Really?
How is it that the popular vote winner, Donald Trump, was a Democrat? Tulsi Gabbard, DNI, former Democrat that I supported in 2020. And now the Republican MAGA movement, not the neocons, is an eclectic bunch of diverse views which debate each other. Charlie Kirk, Christian conservative, invites moderate pro-choice Tim Pool onto his stage to discuss those views to the public. On the left, what do you think would happen if you went and opposed their views at a public forum? You'd be threatened with violence. Booking liberals to come on my show or any other show, people in this
We
space,
have the same problem.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk.
No, you're right.
I can sit in front of a libertarian like Dave Smith and Charlie Kirk at the same time, and we leave with beers in our hands, smiles on our faces. And Dave will say, Charlie, I really do appreciate it. I think you do good work. I know we disagree. The left doesn't do that. They firebomb your buildings. You could not.
Yeah, right now I don't think the left is in a very good spot because they don't want to talk. They just want to tell you what to believe. And if you don't, hey, then you're not part of the team at all.
Win.
Wait, what?
I said no need to worry, we're going to win the match.
Why you talking like that, folks?
Well, I'm from 1947. I found a time machine and now I'm here.
Yeah, what's your name is, folks?
Harold Henry. Nice to meet you.
What type of time machine it was?
Well, I went to investigate the Roswell crash in 1947. I touched the alien craft and now I'm here, playing Call of Duty.
Well, no playing Call of Duty. I guess you be
Whoa,
playing.
whoa, 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 whoa. Did you just say the N-word?
Yeah, I'm black.
Wow, you guys took the word from us?
What?
Context, I'm not advocating for you to say it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm just saying it. Most people that still survived that said it had an interesting delivery. Look at this. Here you have a council that says first grader should be able to say all lives matter.
If you're going to talk to 6-year-olds about issues that can be racially charged, I mean, if you want to talk about Black Lives Matter with adults, intermediate school or whatever, there are going to be discussions. You know, people are going to talk about it because not everyone agrees to what the exact meaning is of that, whether it's historical or what, you know, this, it's going to, so if you do that in first grade, isn't it to be, I mean, if all inferences are that her drawing was in response to what you introduced in the curriculum with 6-year-olds, right?
Partially, Your Honor.
Well, she didn't draw that in, she drew it in Black History Month when you were telling Martin Luther King stories and Black Lives Matter stories, right?
So the record below shows that, or evidences that Black Lives Matter was what was taught.
So they brought the topic about Black Lives Matter in the class of a first grade schooler.
You plotting on me, boy? No, sir.
All lives or all lives matter was not within the curriculum, not taught. Bibi even testified that that was something that wasn't taught. She equated all lives with, or any life with all lives matter, but that was not something that was taught. There's also nothing in the record showing that MC was taught that.
But you introduced the subject matter. Her drawing happened when you talked about it in Black Lives Matter in class, right?
That is the record below, Your Honor.
Okay. And you agree that the drawing is speech?
Yes, and I think what we're talking about is the sliding scale of the rights of a principal to regulate the speech of a first grader versus a 12th grader versus a higher level student. We're not dealing with first graders who are engaged in discussions in the marketplace of ideas. First graders are supposed to be learning to tie their shoes. They're supposed to be learning.
Maybe then you don't give a Black Lives Matter course to a first grader. Maybe you teach tying shoes.
Yup! I think it's very simple. I don't teach my son, hey man, we need to care about the black people because their lives matter. Because it's natural that my dark white son is going to think, what about my color?
That's racist.
No, just say all lives matter. Make it equal for everybody. There's always like these weird solutions that I'm like, you don't bring solution, you bring confusion.
Most women in this generation aren't masculine. They are just surrounded by feminine men who trigger their survival instincts. Let's be real. Too many men today bring nothing to the table, yet are quick to get sassy when a woman won't be feminine or submissive toward them. This is why so many women are single. They are tired of having to be both the man and the woman in the relationship. If she has to take care of herself and you, plan everything, cover the bills, manage the house, and be her own emotional and physical support, she'll choose to stay single. It's wild that men with mama's boy syndrome and feminine tendencies have the audacity to consider themselves the prize, then call women masculine when they refuse to do everything on their terms.
Jordan Peterson just called a bunch of men pussies. Not directly pussies, but he did call them, "You're very, very feminine." And most men, when they see a feminine man...
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out deeply sourced from Democratic sources that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that, number one. Number two, you know, think of what we're left with. We're left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started, not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over 1 million people dying, And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in the interest of time.
I feel so bad for this man.
And so we went to work, and we got it done. And you know, one of the things and
Alyssa, you know, one of the things I think is that...
Oh, okay, that happened. You finished for him, proving everybody's point.
The people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us, and they didn't see how hard Joe worked every single day. I mean, he'd get up, he'd put in a full day, and then at night I'd be in bed, you know, reading my book, and he was still on the phone reading his briefings, working with staff. I mean, it was nonstop. It's the White House. Being president is not like a job. It's a lifestyle. It's a life that you live. You live it 24 hours a day. That phone can ring at 11 o'clock at night or 2 in the morning. It's constant. You never leave it. And Joe worked really hard. I think he was a great president. And if you look at things today, give me Joe Biden anytime.
That's worth the invitation to come to the show.
Yes, it was worth inviting her to prove us right again.
Watching him on The View today and watching some of the interviews he did over...
Thank you for your viewership.
Yeah, I saw it. It's rare for me, but I did watch it.
I
will just say, watching him over the last few days reminded me that a whole bunch of people were telling us with a straight face that this man was capable of serving another 4 years as president. And that these appearances, coupled with what I understand is going to be the equivalent of a nuclear bomb dropped on the Democratic Party when Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson's book come out next week, I don't know that the Democrats have fully internalized what's about to happen to them. Between what he looks like today and what they're about to report, get ready.
I am not sure that Joe...
You just said that
what did he not say?
You said that he told Kamala Harris that she could not have any distance from him.
It's been reported. He told
it doesn't
her
matter what he
point
was.
blank. He told her point blank, no daylight, kid, no daylight.
Because reporting can never be wrong?
Are you attacking the journalism around it?
You think reporting can never be wrong?
If you want to be
you come on here and you attack reporting every night.
I do not.
We actually asked him the question
There's critical
directly.
reporting about this guy, and he told her point blank, no daylight.
We asked him directly today.
Right.
Did you tell her that?
You think he's ever told a lie?
I don't think he tells many lies.
Cognitive decline, I can tell you that much.
I don't think he tells many lies. I don't think he's done a...
Come on.
Wait. No, you know why you don't get to laugh like that? Because you support a guy who lies every freaking day and lies continuously. You support a guy who cannot acknowledge that he lost the 2020 election and that lies about it. I have no idea what you Jake did. Have you read it? Have you read it?
Guys, we gotta go. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
First of all, it's not about reporting can be wrong. It's just the fact that we can see it Everybody on one night saw it. And the only time you agree with us is when you had to show us and watch together with us how we were speaking live. And suddenly, click, 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 Transformer, you were always right.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk creole colombici jam jam. Dur loqueta verdetta welcome.